Good, happy Wednesday evening, October 21st, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Wednesday evening, so let's begin. But first, we begin with COVID-19 updates. Coronavirus in New Hampshire, important information, and latest graphs. Let's take a look at that right now. And here is a look at the latest information of COVID-19 for all of you right now. There are 9,828 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. 8,260,459 number of people in the United States have tested positive. 468 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 763 number of people have been hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And 220,092 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. And now let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where current cases of COVID-19 are. In Manchester, 121. Let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where total cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 2291. And now let's take a look at these three charts here. Let's start with the first chart here. New cases each day in New Hampshire. In the purple, daily new positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, new hospitalization. And then the red, deaths. Let's take a look at this chart here. Current cases in the purple, total current COVID-19 cases. And in the orange, current hospitalization. Let's take a look at this chart here. Total cases in the purple, total positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, total hospitalization. Red, deaths. And blue, recovered. Now let's take a look at this chart here. Positive PCR test rate and daily PCR test. And let's take a look at this chart here. Age group of cases, female and male of cases, and risk information. And let's take a look at this chart here. Infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. And let's take a look at this chart here. Deaths, percent of New Hampshire population, race/ethnicity of cases, and hospitalizations. And a reminder, your common symptoms: fever, lack of smell, cough, chills, difficult breathing, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. How it spreads, and prevention tips. And be sure to stay with the Riley King Network for the latest of your COVID-19 information. IRS warns of scammers trying to take advantage of COVID-19 pandemic. Lebanon woman reports person claiming to be agent demanding money. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
For the easy and the complex, the small stuff and the big, we're here with the affordable local loans, easy to manage accounts, and financial advice to help you blaze a trail, figure stuff out, and make your money go farther. We're Granite State Credit Union. Live bold.
Especially with COVID, people are concerned. Everybody's going through a hard time, and it leaves people vulnerable.
And more likely to fall victim to scams. A woman in Lebanon recently had someone impersonating an IRS agent show up at her home, demanding money, leaving only when she asked for identification. That's something the IRS says you should always do.
They will always carry sufficient identification and will display it to the taxpayer for inspection. They will not demand immediate payment through any type of, a gift card or a prepaid debit card.
The IRS says they are seeing an uptick in COVID-related fraud, including phone calls.
Many times when they call, they will say that if you don't make an immediate payment, they are going to come right now and arrest you. That IRS does not do that.
Other scams use emails, asking you to click on a link.
IRS will not send out an actual email for you to click on a link and provide information to them or provide bank account information.
In Lebanon, the victim said the scammers knew personal information about her. The IRS says, don't be fooled.
So these individuals, while they have, may have your date of birth and some background information, which is scary. And they use it to try to legitimize what they're doing.
And the IRS says it's important this time of year with so many people shopping online to protect that information.
When you're shopping around, try to make sure you're using a secure browser.
The best way to protect yourself, according to the IRS, is with a little bit of knowledge and a healthy dose of skepticism. Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Vice President Mike Pence rallies with supporters in Portsmouth. After New Hampshire rally, Vice President will head to Ohio for a campaign event. Vice President Mike Pence visited the Granite State on Wednesday afternoon for a campaign event. He spoke to supporters at a rally at Port City Air in Portsmouth. Pence will later head to Ohio for an event in Cincinnati on Wednesday night. Pence was most recently in Guilford last month for a rally at Laconia Municipal Airport. Attorney General says students of New Hampshire colleges learning remotely from out of state can still vote. AG's letter rejects NHGOP claim that remote learners have lost legal status to vote. The Attorney General's office Wednesday rejected the state's Republican Party's claim that students of New Hampshire colleges who have Granite State residency but are now learning remotely from elsewhere are not eligible to vote in the upcoming election. They said out-of-state voters can do it, the AG office said. Eastine, now 10, returns home to Barnstead. Miniature horse was world's smallest when born in New Hampshire in 2010. A miniature horse famous for being the world's smallest horse at birth has returned to New Hampshire. In a Facebook post Tuesday, owners posted that Einstein had moved to Barnstead. The reason why you haven't heard from me in a while is because we moved to a new place, back to New Hampshire, where I was born, the post posted. Einstein was born on April 22nd, 2010, and weighed in a strongly small 6 pounds and stood 14 inches tall, setting a world record as the world's smallest newborn horse. He was 3 pounds lighter than the previous record held. Breeders told WMUR at the time that what really set Einstein apart was his proportions. The head, 2 legs in length, width, and height, everything just beautiful about this little horse. The owner of Einstein told WMUR at the time. Also, the owner spoke to WMUR Wednesday to confirm Einstein returned home this week with a miniature horse friend, Bogart, after about 6 months or 7 years away from New Hampshire. During his time across country in Bellingham, Washington, Einstein grew a little bit. He's about 24 inches tall and has gained weight. He's a little wider than he was before, the owner said with a laugh. Einstein had an awesome life in Washington, but the owner said he's happy to be spending more time again in New Hampshire. He's happy, the smart, and does all the things small horses do, the owner said. The owner said his wife, Rachel Wagner, have written multiple children's stories featuring Eastine. A new one called Eastine and Smallest Stallion, Fun on the Farm, is due out this week. To learn more about Eastine's journey, visit www.smallastallion.com and take a look at this photo. Very cool indeed. Welcome back to New Hampshire, Eastine. Cool. Tonight at 7 o'clock p.m., Rep. Pappas Challenger Mowers to debate. That's tonight on WMUR News 9 at 7 p.m. Let's take a look at the preview.
COVID-19 has presented the country with tremendous challenges and disrupted our lives. Wearing a mask helps prevent the spread of the virus. Please join us and wear a mask. It matters and it works.
The week of Granite State debates continues. Tonight, the top candidates in the 1st Congressional District. Tough questions, the biggest topics. Your last chance to see them face off. WMUR's team of journalists. Commitment 2020. The Granite State debates. In partnership with the New Hampshire Institute of Politics. The race in the 1st Congressional District. Tonight at 7 on WMUR. Sponsored by Dartmouth Hitchcock Health. We care. We vote.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this Wednesday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for watching this Wednesday evening. Have a great rest of your evening. I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night and goodbye, everyone.